Hello everyone, and thank you so much for being here today at FMX. I hope you will enjoy the presentation. Also want to thank Maxon for bringing me here this year. It's my first year presenting at FMX. So today the presentation is called Ravaged Beauty, and we will talk about ZBrush and concepting in 3D mainly. And but before that, let me give you some of my background. My name is Davide Sasselli, and I am a character creature modeler at Framestore. I started my career in Italy as a student in the 2015, and basically I started to work after that with some studios like Jellyfish Picture and Nexus Studios. After a while, I joined Framestore in the 2020 during the pandemic, and I'm still there since 3 years. There I'm working as a modeler, basically 3D modeler, and in the modeling department at Framestore, and I do scan, digidouble, creature, all that stuff. But basically, I mainly work on assets, like 3D assets, so like what you see in the movies, like if there's a stuntman or something like that, like a creature. And also, I'm not doing just asset work, but also some shot sculpt work. Basically, the shot sculpt tool is not very famous, but it's kind of sculpting work in the animation. So basically, it's like fixing the animation in motion. And yeah, also at Framestore, I work on some movies. As you can see, I work on Star and Thunder, for example, Locking Season 2, Fallout, the new series that is out now. Did you saw the series? Okay, that's great. I need to saw that, but yeah, I didn't have time so far. Also, I did a bit of work on Little Mermaid, Baby Boss 2, when I was at Jellyfish, Wonka, Framestore also, Lot We Can Go, Beast, and some more other movies. And basically, this is my work in the VFX industry. But I do also some work, like kind of a personal work. I like to do projects with portraits, like in the realistic, let's say, like more realistic. So yeah, like doing faces, anatomy of the face, try to get one likeness of a person. For me, it's very challenging, and yeah, I like to do that. Obviously in ZBrush, and I use Keyshot sometimes, Arnold for some more realistic stuff. Depends the output. And yeah, those are just few examples, but also do some work, for example, like full body character and that stuff. And but let's go back in the juicy part. So the presentation, Ravaged Beauty, it's basically how to turn a human to a mutated creature in ZBrush. And I will talk out basically create a 3D concept sculpt of an apocalyptic character. And I will show you some steps of my work and my techniques that I use sometimes in VFX production as well. So, as you can see, I started from a base mesh. In the left was a previous work that I did, my personal work. And then basically, that was my base mesh of the project. In the right, you can see like more the creature output of the sculpt. So basically, this is my process. I start basically creating more kind of volumes and more, let's say, mutated feeling. But I wanted to leave like a bit of humanity in the character. So I tried to. My goal was try to not basically go too far from the original. So I tried to maintain a bit of, you know, some parts of the face, like as you can see, the eye and yeah, other parts. So I want to let you see, guys, also some stages of my work. As you can see, obviously, in the first image, you can see the base mesh. Obviously, you can start from a sphere, you can start from whatever you want. I started from a base method that I have before because I have a lot of details like pores, skin, and skin folds, like a lot of information that they can reuse at the end. Is something that we use basically in the VFX production as well, because we need to maintain details and stuff. But yeah, basically in the second image, as you can see, I try to add more volumes in the character. I tried more to add like a kind of bony landmark of a zombie, let's say. And then in the third image, like I tried to put some information of that they wanted to kind of the concept. I said to put some clothes, some hair, like kind of a hairstyle. Obviously, the image 4 and 5 is more deep. Basically, is heavy sculpting, and I tried to really like make the volumes and the details right. And obviously, this is a very organic process. So in this presentation, I tried to keep very linear the explanation. But obviously, my best technique that I use here is kind of do one pass, for example, one day, and then I just save the file, and then the day after, basically, I open that, and I basically check if it's okay, and if it's good, I continue. If I think that I need to fix something more, obviously, I need to go back. And obviously, the image 6 is the final output, the 3D concept sculpt. And the 3D concept, so that was a 3D concept, sorry. But what is a 3D concept, and why I need one, basically? So it's a 3D concept is a stage in between 2D concept and a final model production, and or it can use for design a character or help the character creation of the 2D between the final product, and or just to have fun, like I did. And but how basically where I start? So obviously the idea is probably the focus. So have a strong idea. It will improve the final output as well, of course, and yeah, it will be stronger. Basically the concept. And obviously, the references in VFX, in the VFX industry, and also for others, I think games as well, is super important. It's all our work. We need to match something. I mean, yeah, reference is kind of we live with reference basically. And 2D concept, I didn't have a 2D concept this time, but if you have, you can follow that as well. So also a character profile could be super helpful. Okay. Yeah, sorry for the interruption, guys. So as I was saying, character profile, it can be very important, basically to put some information and to go deep in the idea. For example, I put the name. We don't know how old is he. The background could be a private detective. His motivation, he liked to help others finding missing people. Probably he lost his family as well. Probably in the apocalypse, let's say. It's maybe he's from San Francisco, and his mutation comes from radiation and biological mutation. So all this stuff, it can help you to build a story, and storytelling is super important. And for us, character modelers and character artists, we can like put a lot of information here, like why that he have that scar in that place, or why the right face is melted. So you can use like a character profile for build basically a storytelling. And references. References are super important, and I want to show you something that I collect before. Here, as you can see, are my references. Are not too much. I mean, usually I like to have a lot of more references, but I think, for example, now it's fine. I have a lot of stuff. So as you can see, some stuff from movies, like Snoke. I really like Snoke, this particular image, because it's super like, I like the asymmetry of the face. So for design-wise, was really, really helpful. Also, like, for example, Two Faces, Fallout, some stuff from the game. Also, when I was doing this, I saw Poor Thing, so I really like the Godwin Buster concept, like this really weird face, basically. Also, I really like this sequence. And also some other stuff from the internet, Zombie, and for me it was really important, like, use prosthetic references to build this, because obviously there is a kind of just effects work in the practical that is really cool. But yeah, if you have any question at the end, I can also give more information about this. And let's go back, sorry about this, in the presentation. So the process that I'm going to talk today it will be like creating volumes, sculpting details, and polypaint. So basically all what that I showed you before, but more like in steps, like clear. And let's start with the volumes. So let's go in ZBrush. As you can see here, I have my old guy, very cool. He's and with his jacket. So where I can start? So obviously I can start with a sphere, of course, or just I mean in this case I started with a full model, basically a base mesh, because I wanted to preserve some let's say some skin detail, and that at the end it will be cool to have in the sculpt. So, but where I start to, let's say if I want to start to fix this or try to make it like a monster, obviously at the moment, as you can see, now I'm just hiding the clothes. I can't really like, I mean, obviously if you know ZBrush, I can't really like work with multiple subtools at the time, like in a normal way. So basically if you want to move like the beard and the face, I need to use the Transpose Master. Basically, with the Transpose Master, is if you select this one, it's going to collect all the stuff that you have in ZBrush, and really, really quick have something really workable. For example, now I'm using the Move brush, and now I can like move multiple objects. And for this time, I will use this technique. Also, yeah, references, super important, guys. Now I want to have like this one. I think it's a good ref. Oops. Okay, let's pick this on the top. Okay. Obviously, this is PureRef. If you don't know, guys, it's a great tool. Also, what I want to do now is try to fix the proportion. So I want like more a monster, not a monster, but kind of a crooked face. So let's start to do some modification. Like obviously, I'm doing something really, really in a careful way, because changing too much the feature of the character could be like, I mean, if I'm starting to do, you know, something like that, the character is gonna be like super weird in a second. I'll tell you. And yeah, and then probably something very very visible, like the mandible or the jaw, or yeah, this is just for main volumes basically. And I like to do this like in all my projects. So I work really with for now in a low subdivision. Also now using the clay build-up, that is one of my favorite brush in ZBrush, and it's not just used to sculpt, but I'm using that also to create volumes. For example, now I need to turn a bit down the intensity, and I want to give him more like, as I showed you before, guys, like more a look of a zombie. And obviously, to do that, here I have a little sphere that I can edit. Yeah, also want to try to give more information of the cranium, more like zygomatic bones, you know, make it more like skinny, let's say. But obviously, I can like fix later. This is just like a bit of quick volumes. Also, I really like stay in this stage where I can like do a lot of changes without, I mean, changing a lot of the character. And but now, as you can see, I don't have like subdivision because I am in the transpose mesh. And then later on, I'm going to swap back the mesh. Now I'm adding a bit of Maxon information, like the platysma or sternocleidomastoid here, make it a bit more pronounced. Let's say, I mean, some probably could be good, or something like this. Probably then later, when I have subdivision back, I can add more stuff. But I want to change also the hair as well. So I'm masking like very quickly. And what I do is try to give him like an art style, like an apocalyptic art style, like, you know, Mad Max or something, I don't know. Let's basically bring him to the barber. Yeah, probably if a barber do something to me, something like that, probably I will not very happy. I don't know you guys, but I want my money back. So yeah, I mean, something like this until you are happy, or really do something crazy with the hair, like really some stuff. And so after that, probably I want to fix a bit of the beard, mask as well, the same technique. Here, obviously, I can really select quickly the mesh because I have like the different polygroups, basically. I work a lot with polygroups, and I think it's a really handy technique. I mean, at the moment it's really rough. It's just to put some, you know, some information. Then I can like try to add really like details. For now, it's just mainly volumes. So let's say now I'm quite happy with the result. Obviously, the light is helping a bit here. So when I finish to do this, I'm going to transpose master as well and T-pose back, basically. So what does ZBrush is super cool. It's taking all your subtools and break them back in a second. And obviously, I maintain all the details. So it's incredible. Yeah, when I found this, guys, was really happy. Also, I can continue to work, you know, in this. Try to change. Now, for example, I want to a reference that I really like is this one. It reminded me the kind of the Phantom of the Opera or something like that, but yeah, it was so super good. I try to do this kind of melt face, so you can really go crazy with the stuff and really have fun. Obviously, now that you swap back, you have all the details so you can like go crazy. I mean, now using the clip build up as well, but yeah, you can basically do whatever you like, and something like this. Yeah, really go crazy. Also, one technique that I use is polygroup for masking, as I show you. So let's say now I want to mask just the lower lip of the model. I'm going to polygroups and auto group with UVs. And I have few polygroup back, but what I want really is like the lower lip. So I need to go under transpose, clicking W and dragging basically the mask. So here I'm selecting, I mean not yet selecting, but I can like mask, and with W, with Control W, I can assign a new polygroup like that. And this will help me to mask this one, and then try to, if I want to give him like, you know, this crooked smile or something, you know. Obviously, there are like little changement, but at the end it will be more kind of characteristic. As you can see, I can really see like something at the end, but obviously I want to be more in details, so you know you can really go crazy with this stuff, guys, like creating like some deformation and stuff. Also, yeah, put some like tendons or muscles here, and then obviously, I mean, this is really like a first pass, let's say, and you can really go crazy. Okay, and after this was just for volumes, but I want to show you guys also sculpting details. Basically now we go more in details, like tiny stuff. So I prepare another model. Basically this was my base mesh. So let's say this is a hypothetical ideal base mesh to work, to add details. As you can see, I did some work of sculpting volumes in the right face of part of the face, but I really I kept all the details information from the previous mesh. So what I want to do now is give him a bit of juice. And what I can do is try to put some more information, for example. Obviously, I'm using, it's a lot of hand sculpting. I use this technique. And I can start with the default clay build up and try to add, you know, probably with less subdivision, try to add more melt, skin pool information really quick, like really in a fast way. And obviously this is kind of the blocking of the details. But after that, I'm using a lot, like I'm like, you know, like smoothing all the stuff that I did, because the clip build up is good, but it will like create all this, you know, little artifacts. And also the clip build up is famous. I mean, ZBrush is famous because it will like give you these artifacts if you do something like that. To correct this, you need to go on the stroke modifier and pull basically the roll distance to 10. So now it's really flat. So after do that, I use a lot the alpha 27. It's kind of the medium frequency, let's say, because now, as you can see, I have this same brush, but it's kind of more smooth. So it's more softened basically. And you really can go crazy with this. I mean, the limitation, guys, is really like the patients, I think. Then one other thing that you can do is I like to use the Alpha 01 always with the clay build-up, and it will create this kind of, I'll show you, really nice, smooth feel. I think that for this character is the best. Probably is working best. I mean, at the beginning you can do something really harsh with the square, alpha. I think this could be really, really cool. And obviously, you need like to blend all together. I mean, obviously, for example, now I did something like in this area, but if I try to keep maybe, you know, like this detail of the reference, and try to really go crazy, and try to blend like adding and basically having the negative part, you can really do something super cool. And yeah, obviously, guys, I don't have like, I mean, you can use alphas and brush, but I really like use to the basic stuff. Obviously, it's at the beginning is not super easy, but after a while, it's gonna be when you get used to ZBrush, it's gonna be better and fun. Also here, I like to use also combination of the dam standard, like the default, probably with a bit less intensity, and try to create like some nice iteration. Obviously, smooth a bit here, the connection, and then again, clip it up. So it's really organic, as you can see. And then I can really also, if you want, I can like add some veins, you know, some weird stuff happening, or tendons, I don't know. If you have like, obviously, I suggest you guys to collect some references. If you need to do something like this, references for anatomy of the face, you know. And I mean, in this case, I don't have them in the references, but I like to work with a lot of references of the human body, for example. Or also, yeah, I have like a different pre-ref scene for that. Also, as I was saying before, the polygroup are super important in this case, again with the UVs, because I want to sculpt just the lower lip, for example. I do the same trick that before, and now I can hide with Control-Shift the mesh. It's like a mask now. And really, I can work on this stuff really quickly. Again, with the damp standard, and try to give him a bit of more cool look. Obviously, I try to do something also in the distance, because when you work in details, you lose a bit of the sense of the volume. So what you can do is try to do something really like broad, I will say. Like probably here I want a scar. And obviously I need to go back later on that. But as you can see, I can really create a lot of stuff happening, like concepting basically. And for example, for this car, I want to use this reference that I used to create mine. And obviously here I did something really quick. But if I want to go crazy with details, I'm really just zooming and zooming, and basically you can like add more with more division. And obviously it's not just matter of drawing a line, but it's all matter of to break, to give more, let's say, an organic feeling. so it's not just a line, as I was saying, but here, for example, I need like a kind of a texture. So I take back the alpha 28, for example, and really sculpt, like just what I see in the image. And then it's a kind of a organic process, as I said before. So you can really like, or I don't know, probably here you want add like an hinge or something, like it's not perfect. I mean, it's supposed to be not perfect, obviously, because it's kind of a mutated creature. And then when you are happy, yeah, so add more stuff and stuff. Again, with the alpha organic. But also, it's not just matter of hand sculpting, guys. I can use basically alphas in ZBrush, of course. Now I'm using like a simple one, but I can create alpha. So in this project, I used some alphas to do some details, for example. And let's say I want to create an alpha of a specific reference. So let's say I like this one. I think it's a good one. And how I can like create. So I take a plane. I need just to insert here. Now I just created one. And subdivide this one until 1 million is fine, if your PC is strong enough. And just what I like to do is the beginning draw, just like a drawing, and try to concept this image really quick. It's not perfect. I mean, I don't want something perfect. I want just like something cool that I can work on. And then when I have like an idea of what I'm doing, because obviously I'm following an image, but it's not like 100% that, I go there and then I sculpt again. So same process, but in an alpha. And obviously here I'm doing this in the subdivision number 3. But if I want to go crazy, I can add more. So as you can see, really, I can work like in this way. And yeah, basically I can continue like really for all the day doing this. But let's say that I have I bring something for you guys. I mean, like some finish alpha, because this could take a while to finish. And probably, for example, I did a few alphas. For example, this one, or just pulled skin like flesh, or this one, and or just this stuff. And when I finish my sculpt, what I need to do is just take the highest subdivision, go on alpha, the panel, and basically from mesh you can create an alpha. And what ZBrush does is create this kind of icon, and you need just to click OK. That's it. And after that, you have your alpha here. So now I store the alpha in the dump standard, but I didn't want that. So I usually use the standard brush, just my preference. I set on drag, and then obviously select the alpha that I created before. And I can use it in my sculpt. So, but I need to put the intensity on 100 and something like that. And basically you can create a lot of stuff. Also, then you can blend all of this. I mean, the secret is blend all of the stuff, because the cool stuff about characters is that they are organic. So you can really play with this organicity of the model. So let's say These now, I want to connect these. Probably I'm going to use like the standard brush, or really, do that. And even I can do that with some other stuff. So again, like if I like this, like create this one and do the same. Oops, not this one. Obviously, guys, yes, remember to select this. And one other kind of little secret is go on the modify alpha menu and select the surface. It will help you like to have less like volume apply, basically. So you can really go crazy. Yeah, probably I need to fix something in the brush probably later on, but as a base, I think it's fine. And then you can just continue to use it. And yeah, I mean, this was my approach to create details. So obviously, you need to work a lot on this. I mean, if you want like something with a lot of details, you can, spend a bit more time. And when you are happy of this, you will have something like this, like the full mutated creature. So with all of this gory stuff, obviously, yeah, you can really spend a lot of time on this. And yeah, let's talk about a bit of Polypaint in ZBrush. Basically, it's how I add color and texture, basically. So let's go back in ZBrush again. So what I do, I use like the standard brush as a base brush, and I set that on, for now, alpha 07 probably, yeah, should be fine. And I use the color spray, and I set the color spray on this color like a bit lower. And obviously I need to turn off the add, but I need to turn on the RGB because I want the color. So now, if I select, let's say, kind of a pink color, I should be able to work on this. And as you can see, I'm adding like color. Obviously here I'm switching like with different materials that I like to use. I like to use these, let's say, ZBrush Blin for my works. And also what I do is basically try to work with the different layer of the skin. So what I can do here is try to add like the kind of the blood of the underneath skin. So probably now I can switch with an alpha with more broad color. So kind of try to add, as you can see, it reminds me like the the medical illustration, as you can see in the medical book, for example, something like this with this color, because with all the muscles and tendons. And when you finish that, I mean, obviously now I'm using the skin shader, so it's really good for skin preview. When I'm kind of happy about like the base of this derma, let's say, and under derma, I can go on with more stuff. But what I like to do is try to create a background, a breakdown, sorry, because as you can see, for example, in a paint, for example, the painter is not just doing pink. It's like a lot of colors that decompose the face, for example. Obviously, we can in ZBrush or in 3D we can try to do the same, and this is kind of the base of what I'm trying to do now. So I select, I want to have more bluish color, obviously very, very soft, in the kind of the jaw position. Obviously, this is just a blocking of the color. Also a bit of the red. I mean, we have already the red, but yeah, we can crank it up a bit, like the cheeks, probably a bit more, something like that. And something more yellowish for the forehead. So this will be our color base, let's say. And obviously I want to have a bit more of skin information here for the character to give him a bit of life, also in the mouth, the lips. And when you're happy, you can just select kind of a skin color. Obviously you can break this process in a lot of work. I mean, doing like a realistic skin of ZBrush is in ZBrush. Obviously, you need to spend time because at least, I mean, if you don't work with scan, obviously this is a hand and job work. Basically, it's not like a skin from a scan apply. If you want to use that, you can use wrap, and I don't know if you know wrap or ZWrap. I use ZBrush personally, and I like it more. And just this visualization obviously is not good, let's say, but at the end, if you do like a good job, it will be a bit better. Obviously, let's say the base color without basically shadows is always a bit weird, let's say. When I'm back, also I can tweak a bit the color as well. Let's say I want to be more something like this, and add a bit of intensity. Oops. And try to add something like that. And blend obviously what you did before, like the yellow, the blue, to bring him like more life. And obviously you can put some more information. Let's say here I want to do some kind of radiation, you know, texture, let's say, or you know, some really disgusting stuff. And also, as you can see, you can work with the, for example, I have like eyes with material. So one thing that you can do is apply the material. So now I'm applying like back the material, so I can do something like that. Basically, your initial it will be an eye, something like this material. But if you want to have some glossiness in the eye, for example, you need to select this material before. I use the toy plastic, and it brings all in this material. But if you have this select, and you need to have the material channel active, and then you need just to fill the object, and then you have this material. So you keep basically the skin material, but you have like a glossiness in the eye. And yeah, so also obviously I can improve like in 1 million times, like, you know, my color. For example, I can add more. Okay, I need the RGB active. Some fresh meat. Obviously, guys, this is really I took like inspiration Fallout. Obviously, I'm like a player of the game, so it's like heavy involved from the game. Let's say I don't know if you know ghouls in Fallout. But yeah, at the end, it will be something like that. And also, you can adjust materials as well, some modifiers, and try to also do some render in the end. And obviously, finish the work. And yeah, obviously, when you finish, it will be a few moments later, a lot of moments later, something like that. So yeah, this was the presentation. And if you have some questions, just let me know. And yeah, that's it. Thank you, guys. And obviously, thank you again to Maxon. You can scan this to win a Maxon product. And yeah, if you have some questions, just let me know. And obviously, you can find me on our station, Instagram, LinkedIn, and obviously my mail if you want. Just contact me. Like if you want to show me like your reel or your projects. And yeah, hopefully this was interesting. No worries. Questions? Yeah.
I was wondering if you could tell us more about how you did the hair for the last
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't mind, I go back in ZBrush, and I'll show you basically like the full character. So the final, let's say, is a bit heavy. So I didn't put in the presentation because it's really could be not fun to have in the scene. Obviously, yeah, adding details and the polygons, guys, could be dangerous for your PC. So this was the final asset. As you can see, I had a bit more of occlusion in the color. And for the hair, basically, I just make it more complex, let's say. This was really like hand sculpt, but on top I had some more filament and like hairs, like it's not like XGen or stuff. I just ZBrush. So but maybe I can show you like really quick, because obviously it take like some time to do this. Like it's bold, so it's there, and obviously the clothes is just like to move stuff, but how we can start to do that, insert a sphere, so really simple. Obviously, in the beginning, it will be super funny. I think that all the models, they start super ugly, always. Like it's a rule, basically. Like you can really, I like use the alpha, but it's really, really quick. Obviously, you need to spend a bit more time, and yeah, really try to find the flow of the hair. And now I can use like the Dynamesh probably to add more juice on this. Also with the yellow hair is not too bad. It's like from the 50s probably. And yeah, I mean it's you need just to. I mean, as I did, like really create a hairstyle, and then on top, I mean, this is very ugly, but basically you need to work like more time, and when you finish, you will have something like that. And if I select, for example, this. Okay, this is just my base mesh. So to work on this, to add more filament on the mesh, I need to have like this mesh, but without subdivision. So now I'm just doing something like that. Clear the subdivision, and I use this brush that hopefully I can find it. Yeah, okay. I use this one, for example. Obviously, need to adjust the size of the brush, and it's just this, you know. And then you need to create like breakdowns and stuff, and then you need just to continue. This one, no. The Dynamesh that I used before it was just for create like a volume, but now I'm working. Let's say this the base of the hair, the final mesh with subdivision, UVs and stuff. Because I like obviously working the VFX. We really use a lot UVs. I know, guys, the UVs are not very friendly, but we need them. And yeah, this was really like an idea of what I did. Yeah.
When you work in general, do you work very destructively, or do you also use layers of morph time to go back in case you go too far?
Yes. Yeah. Of course. I like to, when I do stuff in general, I like to use a lot of layers. In this case, I just avoid them because they are really heavy. But yeah, we can do something like that. I mean, creating like layers. For example, I create, let's say, I can do one scar here, and you know, this type of stuff, and just rename that as scar 01, and let's say also scar 02, you know, just really do something like that. And also, yeah, as I said before, morph target is super important. So I did it before, I can like do really like something really, really visible. I want to do this. And then obviously with the morph target, I can switch back. And I have stored the information there. So if I go if I select basically B, M, and G, I have the morph brush. So in this case, I can have back the sculpt. So you can really go organic on this. For example, I don't want this part, or yes. So you can really select your stuff. So I don't know if it's answering your question.
Are there any resources you would specifically recommend for learning more about visual storytelling and maybe coming up with interesting backstories for characters?
I mean, I don't have like really any specific like books and stuff, but for storytelling, probably it's more like creating stories. So yeah, you can just find like how create characters, or I do basically something like that. It's not like I'm not focusing like to create a story, but I mean the story is something that I use to push a bit more the character. But yeah, it's more kind of a director storytelling, let's say. So yeah. Yeah. I can't hear you, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think like professionally, I think ZBrush in PC or Mac, I mean, it's probably the best idea. For sketching, I think tablet is amazing. Also, ZBrush, they are doing some testing for tablet. But I think it's a bit early. But yeah, I think for now the best solution is just have ZBrush. But I think there are few software there. So yeah. Favorite? Sorry. Resources. I mean, I like to really go on a station, for example, or Instagram, and like find very cool people and artworks. Yeah, also I give you this. Basically, yeah, I mean, I use really like the normal social to find some cool stuff, and it's really just that. So, or even probably ZBrush book, like even if they are old, are fine.
Do you export your models to Maya for rendering, or do you render directly in ZBrush?
This is a good question. So basically, if I want to export this to Arnold, I need to optimize all the model as we do in production. So as I said before, this is a 3D concept, so it's not like a final model for production, because for production you need like UVs in a specific way, texture export, displacement, base mesh, and it's really like a pipeline. So I use like Keyshot. I used it in the past, Keyshot, but I know the guys are now they have like Redshift. For example, in Keyshot you can export all of your model, like the high poly, and it's working. Yeah, in Arnold it's more like a pipeline. So, but I use Arnold as well. Wacom. I use Wacom. I like Wacom, and I have like really the standard one, and at home I have like also the screen tablet as well. But yeah, it's not matter. It just you need just to be able to sculpt. It's not.
Do you think being able to draw is helpful when sculpting, or do you think it's a different tool?
Yeah, if you like to do something organic, I mean, for example, taking class of drawing, it can help you. Yes. A favorite, sorry? ArtStation and Instagram, really. Yeah.
How do you handle the UV map afterwards? Do you use ZBrush for
I like to use Maya for that, to do UVs. If I need to do something quick, as I did here, I don't mind to do like a zero mesher and then UVs in ZBrush. But yeah, I prefer to do that in Maya because you have more control, basically. Sorry, you can. If I understood well, basically I'm always starting from a base model, and then I basically appraise the model, and then for texturing I need the high poly model, so we can transfer details, cavity maps, all that stuff.
How much time does it take you to make this?
I think 50 hours or 60, something like that, kind of 2 months, like by night, because obviously I'm working in the day, so it's not, I don't have, I mean, I don't do this in holidays, so yeah, 16 hour, 60, sorry, yeah.
Do you have any tips for improving your speed?
For the speed, just make it more practice. I think it's, yeah, for example, for me working at Framestore really that helped me a lot because I'm doing that all the day. So, I mean, obviously, if you're doing that at home, I mean, you can improve a lot. Even if you work on, obviously, in a tiny studio, you can work, like improve, basically. And you need just to do more work, basically. Like practice is always a good solution.
If you go for a more like fictional character, would you also try to find like anatomically correct references? So
100%.
full let loose at one point?
100%, yes. I need also, like, as I said before, I have like different per scene. For example, I have, like anatomy, let's say just for the face, or I can put it all together. It's like up to you, like anatomy, muscles, bones. Obviously, you need to have a bit of anatomy knowledge. But yeah, obviously, references 100% are important. Yeah.
Do you also do hard surface sculpting?
Not much. I started with that, but yeah, if you check my station, I did some like a ninja cyberpunk guy, but I really now do a lot of more organic stuff. Yeah.
I have a little question for you. The alpha maps that you did
Yes.
with the scars, is it too much to think that you do the same for skin pores, or you just
Yeah.
doing it really simple?
No. For Skipper, I mean, for example, time ago I did a workshop with Chris Costa. I don't know if you know the guy, and he used to sculpt basically the pores one by one. I think it's crazy, but his work in his work really good. I did that in one of my portraits, but I think like for a normal workflow, for pores of the skin, you use like maps. So I used to transfer like in wrap or ZBrush, like the skin information. But for example, in my guy here, I did like very on a hand. I did that by hand. Like there are like few techniques. It's not just take the scan and project. You can also do with the, alphas and stuff. But yeah, you can do in a lot of ways. All good? Okay. Oops. Thank you so much, guys.